So I look, Zit, before we do this, yeah. Big up, Zit, by the way. Before we
Big
do
up,
this,
bro. Big up. Yeah, big up, man.
let's let everybody know what you do, where they can find you, what you're about, all of that good stuff, and then we can jump right into.
Sure. So yeah, man. I mean, first of all, thank you for letting me on. And secondly, yeah, Zero Talks. I mean, I don't just do football content. I also do wrestling if anyone's interested. Sometimes I play AFC. But football, I talk about FC Bayern, excuse me, FC Bayern München, and Al Hilal, my Saudi team. So if anyone's interested, there you go. But yeah, man. Let's talk about your game, even though I have mine tomorrow as well,
Yeah.
same
Oh,
time.
yeah. You got
Milan,
Inter,
yeah,
which is I,
yeah.
look, just on a side note, and maybe we can talk a bit about it because you're a Bayern Munich fan as well. I think
Mm.
that Bayern Munich are gonna knock out Inter Milan.
Hey, it's me, half-time hooks, Hokage of the village, and I've been doing a bit of digging, and 52.5% of you that watch me aren't subscribed to the village, yeah? So, how's about you click that subscribe button, help the village grow, help us hit our targets, and enjoy the wonderful time that we share here together. Hope to see you soon. Peace.
Personally, that's my.
Bro,
I,
I'm gonna be real, bro. For similar reasons as you guys, I think we're getting knocked out. But you know what it is, bro. And Hooks, I think you're a similar guy. I'm the type of guy that if I think something is gonna go against us and we somehow win, I'm being shameless, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
No, I'll keep it a stack, bro. Because you know what it is. At least in my case, I mean, with my case, it's a bit different because I actually got heritage. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is with me, right? Is the way we get treated is as if we're some minnows, bro. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like as if we, like, bro. Example, we played Leverkusen in the round 16. They were like, biggest team in Germany. We're the best team in Germany. We won against the biggest team in Germany the way we did last season. Oh, we're gonna beat them, man. And the next thing you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it just is what it is, bro. It just is what it is. No, but listen about you guys, man. Because I listen. The whole point is to try to convince you that you guys are finito.
let me. Do you know? Because there's one point I wanna
Yeah, go
get
ahead.
your
Bro.
opinion on. Yeah, and you
Go
let
ahead.
me know how off this is. Yeah. So cool. A lot of people are predicting, or at least they're saying that Real Madrid are most likely going to play a low block versus Arsenal. This is what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying this, and obviously we've seen Ancelotti do it before against Man City, who, funnily enough, he was actually inspired by Arteta. But I'm not going to go down that road today. You know what I'm saying? So he even came out and said it himself. I'm not going to go down that road. We're not driving that way today. But it is what it is. So that means, obviously, hypothetically speaking, Arsenal should have the majority of the attacks, right? Which means, yeah, hear me out. We're going to get corners. Yeah, cool. Hear me out. Yeah, hear me out. Saka is back. Yeah. So now, not only do we have Declan Rice taking corners from the right, from the left, who we know is a beast when it comes to delivering the ball into the box from set piece scenarios. We also have Saka now back on the right, taking corners, who we also know is a beast from dead ball scenarios as well. We have Mikel Moreno, giant, beast in the air. Yeah, he's done it for Spain. He's done it for Sociedad. He's done it for Arsenal. Yeah, we have Saliba, beast in the air, done it for Arsenal. Kirill, he's tall. He's tall. We got hella tall, man. This is what I'm trying to put out. And as far as I'm aware, yeah, there's not too many tall man in that defense of Real Madrid. Yeah. So how what would you say to someone who would say it's going to be a hard game, but I think Arsenal could nick a couple of goals, especially at home from corners, because let's face it, who in world football actually puts as much effort into training from corners as Arsenal? At this point, we're pretty much masters. I know we haven't scored too many as of recent, but it's definitely ammo that we have in the chamber for using against Real Madrid. What do you feel about that?
All right. I have a few points to counter this. First of all, they have a tall goalkeeper named Thibaut Courtois. That's one.
Yeah.
Two, Madrid's defense. I mean, first of all, Rudiger's pretty tall. Asensio's not that tall, but guess what? He's as scummy as it gets. So good luck. Good luck with dealing with that one. And also, on top of that, you don't have the main man for corners. Not like I really rate him as well. I think he's a bit overrated. But Gabriel, you know, he's usually a danger man in corners, at least, right? You don't have him. So
We got Gabriel's
what next?
overrated. Can we? What do you
Yes.
mean by that? What do you mean by that?
So here's what I think of Gabriel. All right, and I've said this to many people. Some people don't like it. Some people kind of get it. I feel like the reason why Gabriel plays as good as he plays is because Saliba is next to him. I feel like if Saliba wasn't next to him, you don't see the Gabriel you see today. Because the way I rate defenders is I rate defenders based on, are you able to be your own reason to your own success? Because remember, center backs is about partnerships, isn't it? Like example, in my case, in my club, I rated De Ligt so highly because I knew he was that guy that can lead the backline and can do it himself, which is why it's a shame he's joined Man United of all teams. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And it's a shame we got rid of him. Like, you need to be that guy to be the reason to why you are good, not the guy next to you to be good. You know what I mean? That's why for me, for example, I don't really rate Upa like that. Even though people have been, I don't rate Upa like that because I know Upa is not the reason for his own, even though this season he's been turning up, but still, like, I've seen Bozo moments. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's why I don't rate Gabriel as highly as people do. But that don't mean I think he's a scrub. That just means I don't think he's amazing like people say he is.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. You think Gabriel looks as good as he does because he's playing next to Saliba?
That's what I think, yes.
Okay, so then in reality, based on what you believe, whoever plays next to Saliba will become better as a defender.
I mean, they should be.
So then,
because Saliba, you have to understand, Saliba is that calm presence at the back. We all, I'm sure you know this. Saliba is that calm presence that can hold up a backline. So obviously, Gabriel, I said he's good. Obviously, if you have like some scrub next to him, then that's a different conversation. But Gabriel is good, so you can get the best out of him. But my thing is, he's overrated. That don't mean I think he's, bad or anything.
So you would actually basically to you, Arsenal would actually be in a much worse scenario for this game if it was actually Saliba that got injured and not Gabriel.
Technically, yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I want to tell you my perspective, right? I saw Gabriel and Saliba get cooked by Leroy Sané last season. And Leroy Sané is a scrub. How's that possible?
Okay, Leroy Sané is not a scrub. That's the first.
He is a scrub, bro. I see him week in and week out. He's a scrub, bro.
No, he's not a scrub. He's not a scrub.
He's a scrub, bro. He is a scrub. Don't do this. He's a scrub. He's absolutely a scrub, bro. Bro, the fact we're keeping him on a 3-year deal is crazy. He's a scrub. Don't do this to me, bro. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, bro. Hey, don't make me show what I have in the background, bro. Bro, I'm as shameless as it gets when it comes to dissing my players, bro. They deserve it. Brother, Leroy Thing. This is who he is. Leroy Thing. We're not doing this. Bro, this guy, his ego, you would think is Ronaldo level. But in reality, if you had him at Arsenal Football Club, you would be complaining about the amount of misses he has, bro. One-on-one, shooting it outside of the Emirates Stadium, bro. Bro, may as well send that to Dubai. Send that to Dubai, Habibi. What are we doing here?
You're kidding me.
That's not the point. The point is, a guy like him cooked your defense. How am I supposed to rate Gabriel?
But you know what? You bring up a good point. Yeah. And this is another reason why I think that Arsenal can defeat Real Madrid. Yeah. So when Arsenal went into last season, when we was in the Champions League, it was Arteta's first season managing in the Champions League. And for a lot of these players, I think barring Havertz, Jorginho, and Partey, I believe. Timber wasn't playing. Timber was out injured. I think, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those are the only 3 players that had played in the Champions League before. So the majority of this team had never played in the Champions League before. They had no experience, none of that. And I feel like, more specifically to Saliba, because I feel like, at least in my opinion, it was Saliba that was, you could clearly see Saliba was impacted by this more than Gabriel. He kind of, the occasion got to him. I don't think he was ready for the occasion. And he crumbled, not even just at the Allianz Arena, he crumbled at the Emirates as well. Now, that they've had that experience now. They've experienced that. They've experienced playing against one of the most successful teams in the Champions League, one of the teams that has arguably, I think you got, what is it, the 3rd most heritage, or you're tied with Liverpool or some shit like that.
I would say like with 3rd probably with 3rd.
3rd. So out of all of the teams that played in the Champions League, by like, in terms of glory and success, you're 3rd, which is like way away from Arsenal. Yeah, they experienced that. They went through that. That's something that they can learn from. I don't think that Saliba will go into this game now and have a similar mental, I call it a mental breakdown. I don't think he will have that. I think he will take in every pause that he learned from playing against Bayern last season in the quarterfinals. He's back again in the quarterfinals again. I'm sure Arteta's going to be speaking to him, maybe 1v1, and other players in the team, and be like, look, Real Madrid is a titan, but Bayern was also a titan. And we've experienced that before. And in all fairness, we got knocked, it was 3-2. It's not like you man punched us up.
Oh no, we didn't. I mean, but here's the thing though, Hooks. It's not like how it was before, like you came back to the Champions League where it was an utter disgrace. No, but what it was a tactical masterclass. That's something you need to understand. Tuchel actually outcoached you guys. I'm not even gonna lie. So my thing is that with Real Madrid, you're dealing with Carlo Ancelotti. Now, has Ancelotti done very well at Madrid this season? No. I mean, I saw their game against Valencia, by the way. They were pathetic. I'm saying utterly poor. But there's one thing you need to understand. And by the way, yes, you mentioned 3rd. You know what Real Madrid is? Number 1.
Yeah.
When you deal with number 1, bro, and by the way, I don't like saying, but it's true. They are number 1. Yeah, you got to give respect where it's due. When you deal with number 1, you're not just dealing with know-how, bro. You're dealing with all other stuff. Bro, look at what happened at Atletico Madrid, bro. Yeah, Atletico Madrid, boss them off a park, shootouts. You saw how they got through. We don't need to talk more. Now, obviously, last season, when we played them after our game, we got eliminated last-minute goal. And funny enough, I did call out that when we were 1-0 up, that we'd concede 2 goals during the game because I just see it coming. You can just read the room when Tuchel makes dumb subs. But even that whole controversial call that happened towards the end, I said that we had to take care of our own business, and I feel like with you guys, you have to do the same. Now, my question is: are you going to be able to take care of your own business? Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to rely on Mikel Merino up top when you have Asensio and Rudiger moving scummy? Are you going to be able to deal with? And now listen, I think Saka, even though he's rushed back, I think at the same time, he could do something against Madrid, low key. I think he could do something against Madrid because of Mendy. You know how Mendy is.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's hitting. It's like what happened with us with Davies last season. That game with Davies had a stinker. We had to play Guerrero and Mazraoui the following leg. You know what I mean? Like, that's how good Saka was. You know what I mean? I'm intrigued to see if Mendy is going to have a good or bad game. If Mendy has a good game, Saka is going to have trouble. But if not, it is what it is. But then you look at the other side and you're like, well, what's going to happen there? You know? So, and is Odegaard going to turn up? That guy, I'm not seeing
it. Yeah. Okay. So, just to go back to the Mikel Merino point, oddly enough, I actually think Mikel Merino will fare better against Rudiger and Asensio than Havertz would have, because Merino's actually stronger. Like people forget one of the main reasons why we signed Mikel Merino is because of his dual success rate. He had the highest dual success rate in La Liga when we signed him. I think it was even in Europe. So this guy, he can handle so all of that dark art stuff, he can handle that. Yeah, more so than Havertz. If it was Havertz playing, I would hear you, because Havertz, even though he's always trying to win the duel and he's always involved, he does get moved over a lot. Whereas Marino, he's a lot more stronger, more firm with it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's also slow, and sometimes you're gonna have to hit him on the break, and he can't hit on the break. So all you have to do is rely on your width to cross the ball in.
But the thing is, we're not going to, like, that's not Marino's strength. Like, Arsenal are not going to go, we've got Mikel Merino up top, let's play balls in behind.
I know, but that's the problem.
We're going to focus on, but it's not a problem, because if they sit back, it's not a problem, because then we'll play to our strength, which is, okay, you sit back, we'll try attack. Maybe it's gone out for a corner, we take the corner. And then now,
even that corner, you can't guarantee a goal. That's my point. You can't guarantee these things.
Yeah, but you could never guarantee a goal from a corner. I'm just saying it's one of our one of the places where we excel more so than other teams in the world, which is a fact.
I hear you want to say that, but
and then on top of that, because we focus so much on set pieces, like I wouldn't be surprised if we're doing different drills from corners with the point in mind that Courtois is massive. Do you know what I mean? Like we're not just gonna go into the game and get a corner and go, okay, let's just whip it mad close to Courtois. Like, I mean, I would hope not, because we're not idiots. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're actually not idiots. So, like, I hear the Courtois is tall point, but I wouldn't be surprised if you just see maybe, I don't know, Saliba and Partey, just both of them just on Courtois and make it so he can't actually move, and then just whip the ball into a position where if Courtois did come out, it's more in our favor. Obviously, it all depends on the delivery. It does all depend on the delivery. You know, there's I would say the only person that consistently puts the ball into areas that are dangerous for us from corners is Declan Rice. I feel like Saka, he can do it, but he's definitely more hit and miss than.
Yeah, I've seen it our game in the last minute, man.
It was poor. So he's a bit more hit and miss, but it's funny, because everybody's been trolling us about being set piece FC this season.
That's what you bragged about, though. That's why you're being trolled for it.
Yeah, but this could be a game where set piece FC is like.
Yeah, but you're dealing with the guys that disrupt that stuff. That's what you see. Hooks, can I tell you something? I maybe it's because the last time you played Real Madrid, you beat them with Henry and that.
Yeah,
bro. I'm telling you from somebody that faced Real Madrid in recent years so many times. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. These they'll find a way to disrupt anything you want to do, and they'll kill you when you least expect it in the later stages of the game, bro. Yeah. Like with Real Madrid, you have to think if you're like 2-0 up, that you're gonna lose 3-2. That's how you think. Unfortunately, it just is how it is, you know? So my thing, and by the way, about Bukayo Saka, I mentioned about Mendy. Don't be shocked if Rudiger is probably gonna play on the left center back side. Don't be shocked if he injures him. Rudiger's gonna try to injure him. Bro, they'll try to injure this guy. Don't be shocked, bro. These Real Madrid players, they have this thing about trying to injure somebody. Hey, if Valverde's out, that's crazy. Now, low-key, that's because he's a dog, bro. He's a dog everywhere, bro.
But the thing is, but we can injure them.
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean? I don't want to bring it. I don't want to bring it down to injury, like.
Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, that's how Madrid think. But that's how Madrid think. I'm telling you that. Are you going to be able to deal with that pressure? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But we deal with it. We deal with it all the time. We just played Everton. I'm more concerned about like Tarkovsky and them, man. Do you know what I mean? Like my players ain't worried about. My players ain't worried about them, man.
Biggest mistake of your life, bro. Everton over Madrid. No, that's crazy.
no, do you know what the difference is? Real Madrid have ballers that want to play football. Yeah, Everton don't have that. Everybody at Everton just wants to end your footballing career. That's all they want to do. And if
Yeah,
they
okay.
can
And in
get
Madrid, they
goals,
want to end you so they can win the Champions League.
wait, even the
You know, I
goalkeeper,
remember did Salah.
even
I don't
the
think-
goalkeeper, even Pickford, remember Pickford did to Van Dijk. That's all they care about. All they care about is how can I end your career so we can win the game. That's all they worry about. Real Madrid is going to be a different scenario, in it. Do you know why? Because okay, teams that come out and play against Arsenal usually fare worse than teams that don't. Real Madrid are a team that when the opportunity arises for them to transition against us and try and attack us and yada, 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 they will take it. They've got players that want to be on the ball and want to play with the ball. Yeah. Now, the moment that they do that, yeah, that's when Arsenal come alive. That's when you see the best Arsenal. I beg, bring your line just a couple yards forward. Just do that. Bring it a couple yards forward, and then Martinelli pacing down. Saka going to be running in behind. Even Wanyeri. I wouldn't be surprised if Wanyeri starts. And Saka
by
comes
the
on
way,
in the second
but
half.
it's Arteta. But here's the problem: Arteta's your manager. That's the problem. If it was another manager, I agree with you. It's Arteta. He's not starting in Wary, bro. He's starting Odegaard in the 10. He just is, bro.
No, I meant on the right. I'm talking. I don't know if Saka.
Yeah,
will
but
start.
Saka is going to be on the right by default. So
I don't know if
how's
he'll
that?
start. He may start, but I don't know if he will start.
Bro,
I don't-
no, Arteta's starting him. Bro, Arteta's going to look
I
like this is
don't
Real
know.
Madrid and he's going to start. Bro.
I thought he was going to start against Everton, but he didn't.
Yeah, I know, but that's the point. He's trying to rest him for this game.
All right, you know what? Yeah, before I bring in on the next person, yeah, just two things, yeah. So,
All right.
how do you think? Because I spoke about, I don't know if you was here earlier. I spoke about it a bit earlier with Cal. How do you think Arsenal's defense will do, given the fact that I believe that Partey and Declan Rice will be sweeping in front of the back line and protecting the back line? How do you think Arsenal will be able to fare with essentially 6-man trying to keep out? Well, not even 6-man, because if you think about it, Martinelli tracks back, Saka tracks back. There'll be scenarios where essentially we have either 2 banks of 4 or like a bank of 5 and 3 just in front. Like, how do you think at the Emirates, not the overall tie, how do you think at the Emirates Arsenal will be able to cope defensively versus Real Madrid?
I mean, listen, I'm going to be real. I think it depends on if you do get your chances, if you take them. Because if you don't take your chances, you know Real Madrid. So I think Real Madrid will somehow find a way to score regardless. Because I mean, who starts next to Saliba now? Is it Kivior or is it Calafiori?
It'll probably be Kivior.
It's Kivior, and I never rated that guy, bro. There's a reason.
It might even be Ben White. Who knows? I don't know what Arteta will do. It might even be Tierney. I don't know, but
maybe. Yeah, maybe if it's Ben White, then maybe there's a chance of something. Because I think Ben White is pretty good. But the thing is, if it's Kivior, you just know like Mbappe is having a field day, bro. Because Saliba can try to do as much as he can, but like let's say if Saliba maybe he overcommits in one moment, because he gets dragged out, and then it's Kivior, one-on-one, boom. What I mean? And by the way, I think Lee mentions this a lot. David Raya moving sus in goal as well. He needs to be careful. So if he's not careful, I'm a good player.
He's been good this season, man. He's been good, man.
He's been good. He's been good. I actually thought in the start of the season, he was the best performing keeper at the moment, like in form at the time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, over time, he's actually regressed a bit because he's been doing too much moving around outside the box. Whenever I watch you play, he needs to be very careful, bro, because Real Madrid players can slap the ball from like
anywhere.
how many yards out and catch him out. So he needs to be very, very cautious in that, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Don't get it twisted. I think his ball playing is very good, but his positioning is pretty sus. So he needs to watch out. You know what I mean? So listen, man. I just think Real Madrid in the first leg, I think they'll beat you by 1 goal. I don't think it's gonna be by a lot because Real Madrid haven't been good. We have to remember though, they haven't been good. And the fact that they have, and Vinny, by the way, I think Vinny low-key can have a stinker against Timber. Is Timber available or is he injured?
Yeah, he's available. He played against. He came
if
on.
Timber plays, I actually think Vinicius might be one of them guys low-key that has a stinker, because that guy's been having a stinker anyway. Like this season, am I gonna add because it's Arsenal now? Vinny, you never know. Maybe Vinny turns up like how Zane turned up. Who the hell knows? But let's be honest, Vinny's attitude. I mean, boy, I don't know what's going on with him. So low-key, I think Timber can do him. And then if it's just Mbappe and Rodrigo, man. Like I think Mbappe and Rodrigo could have a good game. Jude maybe even though Jude is hit and miss.
Yeah, but he's a match winner. I'm aware. Jude is a match winner, and I'm aware of the problems that he can cause us. So you said you think that Real Madrid in the first leg will win by 1 goal, but if I had to ask you for a score prediction, what would that be?
I think 2-1. And the reason why I say Madrid win 2-1, I actually think I think you could score first. I think you'll set the tone, and then Madrid just come back. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Saka himself that scores, by the way. Saka, or if Trossard plays it.
I hope so.
Listen. One thing I'll say about Bukayo Saka, right, is I think Bukayo Saka is a very good football player, but the problem with Bukayo Saka is Arteta's coaching certain things out of him.
Yeah.
I think if Saka was under a different manager, you'd see the best out of Saka and he'd get more respected. Like jokes aside, hatred aside of Arsenal, all that stuff. Like he's one of them guys that deserves more respect, in my opinion. And I realized that I'd say around the Euros.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. And unfortunately for Saka, he had Arteta at Arsenal and Southgate at England. So it's like
he made the best out of it in England, bro, with all the players that was over there. Imagine. And that's when I'm like, okay, now I have to be like, okay.
If he had
even against us, he performed. Even against us, he performed, by the way, the first leg. I actually thought he had a good game against us.
Yeah. I think if funnily enough, if Saka was under Ancelotti, he would be a beast. Because Ancelotti would just be like, just do you, bro.
Do whatever you want, and he'll just
free. Just do you, bro. Express yourself. And that's what I feel like a lot of players in the Arsenal team do need. But look, big up Zia. Love for coming through. You know,
big up, man.
Need to get back on the channel again. Love the chat, man. Love the chat. Obviously, hopefully, you know, good luck to you guys against Inter tomorrow. Actually, do you know what? Just because you know you're a Bayern fan, what are you predicting for the first leg in the Bayern Inter game?
1-1. I feel like we'll have majority of possession, and Inter Milan will just make life difficult. Long story short.
Okay, cool, sweet. Well, big up, bro. Love for coming through, and I'll catch you next time, man. Take care. Peace.
Take care, man. See you later.